Hi everyone, I am Ved. Today I want to share something very crucial that could save you hundred or even thousands of dollars if you are building an AI system or agent for your online business. There's one simple mistake that silently burns money every single day. Let me show you what it is and how to protect yourself. So let's assume a scenario where you have run a coffee shop, you set up an Instagram account and connect to ManyChat and want customer to message you about your specialty or the working hours or the store hours, and instead of having staff monitor messages you set up a simple AI agent in n8n to automatically reply them. Okay, so here how the system work. Let's say we have our customer in Instagram, they DM us to Instagram account, and then we connect the ManyChat to process our messages, and ManyChat trigger the Webhook in n8n, and you can see here we have the Webhook here, so it triggered by ManyChat. Then we have AI agent, it connected to OpenAI chat model that based on the customer query or their inquiry, we answer AI agent answer the inquiry, and then we send respond to same webhook, and response sent by the webhook to ManyChat, and ManyChat delivered to the customer on the same message. Okay, so this is simple message. User ask any questions, it goes to trigger this automation. Based on the inquiry, AI agent answer the question, and then we reply back to the user. So let me show you how it works. So this is an NZ coffee shop demo account. So let me send a message to it. Hello, myself. Wait. So here we get the message. Okay. So it's a simple workflow where the customer asks their inquiry, the AI agent work in backend in n8n, and it reply back to the user. Okay. So this is simple and efficient solution and it work beautifully. But here is the problem with this webhook. This is unsecured webhook and most people leave their webhook authentication set to none. If you open it, you can see authentication set to none. It means there is no password, no token, no security. Anyone who discover your production URL can send unlimited requests to your AI agent or your automation. And these agents are not free. Okay, so this is AI agent and I connected to this OpenAI chat model. And right now you can see we use GPT 4.1. And if you go to the OpenAI pricing model for GPT 4.1 a model, it costs you $2 for 1 million token for input, and for the output it costs you $8 for 1 million token. So this is cost a real money. So now let me show you how anyone can abuse your AI agent system or cost you real money. So if anyone get the production URL, so this is the production URL. I just copy it from here and go to my postman, and here I can just paste the production URL, the request sent to post, and this is the message I prepared to send as an input. So let's make a request here, and here in executions we can see live it trigger. So let's wait for it, and you can see it just triggered successfully. And if you go to postman, you can see we get the output, thank you wait and your mode. So this is the request I ask about the AI agent to the coffee shop, and this is the output they get. So that's how anyone can use or call your automations. Okay, and these AI agent cost you real money, and this is a small problem, but anyone can say simply come here, go to run, and instead of one request he can just set a iteration for millions of requests. So let me show you with three iteration. So I just choose three iteration and let's test it again. So this time we make a three request here. So it run three times over this automation. So let's wait for it. It run one by one, and it's run two time, and it's running for third time. And you can see if I set the iteration for three time, we get the 200 requests for three time. So this is a issue here. Instead of three, anyone can simply come here and just type the number of iteration to millions. Okay, so they can send a and just need to come here and press this button. So they make a millions of requests, and if they have a million requests, your this automation run millions time, and these OpenAI model also output the millions time. If you calculate the price here, you can see for each input we cost 1 million token. So let's calculate the numbers. So come here, this is our input. So just copy it and go to tokenizer here and just paste it. So you can see it costs you 15 tokens. Okay, and if you send a request to million times, it costs you 15 millions. Okay, and if you calculate the price, search for calculator, and if you see the token is 15 time, and it costs you $2 for 1 million token. So 15 million is costs you 15 into 2, it's like $30 just for the input. And if we calculate the output here, so we have this output, just copy it, go to tokenizer, so we can see how much token it takes. So it's take 53 tokens. Okay, it means it take 53 millions token if someone send you millions requests. So if you measure it, and for output it costs you $8 per request. Okay, per million. So just simply add here, and 53 into 8. So you can see it costs you $454 just for this small request. If anyone can just make an input bigger than this, it costs you a lot. Okay, so that's how it costs you real money, and anyone can abuse your webhook. So here is the important part, how we can protect ourselves and secure our webhook. So if you go to your webhook here and open it, you can see for authentication, we have three options here for basic auth, header auth, and JWT auth. So let's go through one by one each of these and understand how they work. So first go to header auth. This is most simple and easy authentication. Here you come here, and initially I had my headers, but for you, you can just simply come here, create new credentials, and here we can set our authentication name. So Webhook header test. I just set my name here. You can put anything here. And here we can add a custom header. So let's I put here X API token. And here you can write any value. So let's for test, I just put 123. So you can see here. And once you're done, you can just simply save it. Now your credential is successfully created and your authentication set to header auth. Okay, so let's come here, save your scenario, and inactive and then active your workflow so we can test it again, and then go to postman, and now we can test it again with the same request. Okay, so let's test it, and now you can see we get the 403 error. Authentication data is wrong because this time we set authentication is set to header auth, and that's why it's give you this error. And if you want to make a request correctly, we need to come here on header, and we need to write the same key here, X API token. So just simply write here and put the value as we use 123, and now we make a request here. So let's wait for it, and here in execution you can see we got the new request once it trigger, and we have the request, and you can see we had 200 okay requests, and we get our output. So this is the first and basic simple authentication process where you can simply add an header here, and for best practice, if you put here X API token, and instead of put 1 or 123 or your name, anything simple, you can use more complex one, because if anyone can guess the value here for the API token, he can easily use it. Okay, so I suggest you can use more complex, or try this. Go to base 64 decode and encode website here, and you can just put your name or the password you want to use. Okay, so it's anything you want to use, and here you get the encode here. Okay, so its result goes here, and once you do this, you can see it generate this encode code here. So you can simply use this code. So here you can simply come here and use this code. Okay, so it easy to remember for you to remember just your name and the password you type, and it gave you the encode code. And never save your value of the token on your code or your Chrome browser. Always use and put in a safe place. So now we understand how the header auth work, and this is pretty simple and work well with many chat and based for many use cases. But some cases header auth is not applicable in the software, like HubSpot not support this, and other applications or software not use header authentication. So instead we use the basic authentication. And if you come here and select basic auth here, it works same like a header auth, but instead of token and value, we use the username and the password. Okay, so let's say I put my name here for username, and for the password I put the 123. Okay, so we can test it. And again, you don't need to use the same password. You can simply go the base 64 and create the password for yourself. Okay, so if you simply put the value, it encode the new password for you, and they can use this one. Okay, for just the testing purpose I use simple one. So let's put a name here. So basic Webhook. Oh, okay, so this is the name for our authentication, and save it. So this time we done our authentication with basic auth. So let's save here, and yeah, just inactive and activate the scenario. And now let's go to Postman again and make a request here. So this time you can see authentication is required, and it give you this error because right now we use this header token, but this is we deleted in our n8n. So instead of this header authentication, we come here and select for basic auth, and here we need to put our username. So I put my name here, and the password is 123. So you can see, and now let's make a request here. So here is the execution. So we can see it triggers successfully, and here you get the output. So this is how the basic authentication work. So basic authentication and header auth are pretty much same, but some software support basic auth and some support header auth. So we cover both of them so we can understand how they both work. And now let's move to the JWT. It's JSON Web Token, and this is more advanced and more secure authentication. And this is pretty good for if you are have a multiple clients or a multiple customer. Okay, so with our coffee shop example, let's understand if you run a coffee subscription program or any loyalty program, you want each customer have different access level. So you don't want to share the static value. Like if you simply come here on basic auth, and you can see here for each user we send the same user value and the same password value for each time when we make a request, and same with the header auth. Okay, in header auth we also make a same value for name the XAPI token, and we pass the same value. Okay, so if you have the multiple user, we don't want to share the same value and password to everyone. Okay, so we want them to different access label, so we need to use this JW2 JSON Babe token. So here when you come here, so I have my account. You need to come here or click on create new credentials. And here we have key type. So key type you can use passphrase or PME key, but I just use the passphrase in this video. And here we need to put the secret, and this is the algorithm for n8n. Okay, so simply come here on this website for JSON Web Token Decoder and Encoder. So here you can see here we have our table here where we have the name John Doe and the admin is true and those IDs. Okay, so these are the ID is validate for John. Okay, and this is the signature key we need to send just related to John. If you change the names to Wade, it update the keys for you. Okay, so each user have separate key, and here is the secret key that we use for n8n. So just copy it, go to n8n and just paste the key here. Okay, and let's save it. And now you can see it connected to right JWT, and just save it and just inactive the scenario. And this time you see our authentication is set to JWT token. Okay, and if you go to Postman and try to make a send a request here, you get the error JWT malformed. Okay, because this time we connect our authentication with JWT token. So come here, or instead of JWT you can use the bearer token. It work with this, and just remove the old password, and here we need to put the token value. So here you can simply come here, and this is the signature verified token that generated for John Doe specific user with this information. Okay, if you change any of this information, it change your signature verified key. So just copy it and come here and just paste it. Okay, so JWT carry user specific information and are cryptographically signed. Okay, and that is more advanced but very secure. So let's copy it and then let's make a request here. So here we get a new request when it's successfully done. So wait for it, and now it triggers successfully, and here you can see we get the right response here. So that's how you can set your authentication with all three methods. Okay, we have option for basic auth, header auth, and you can use these two whenever the software support, and these are more simple and secure. But if you want work with multiple users and want more advanced security, you can go with the JWT option. And one more thing I want to share with you. So if you go to the Webhook executions and select on the last execution and open this Webhook, so this time it sent the message. You can see here, this is the message we send from Postman. And with this message, it also send you the other metadata or the other information who make the request. So you can see the name is John Doe and the ID and the admin. Okay, so when you use JWT token authentication, it send the user specific information and very secure with cryptographically signed. Okay, so you get the additional information, and in rest of workflow you can simply come here and you can add the filters here to just pass the value for this particular user or this particular ID. So we can use this information as well. Okay, so these are value that attach to this key. If you make any changes, it change the key. Okay, so this is the other benefit when we make a JWT authentication. So instead of leaving your webhook unauthenticated, it drain your wallet. So simply use any of these three authentication, and no matter which you choose, secure your webhook to prevent abuse. And rotate your keys every 960 or 90 days for better security, and never hardcode secret in your code or browser. That's it. I hope this video help you save money and keep your AI agent secure. If you like, I can also share the template with you. So I just download the template and share in the comment section. And thanks for watching. If you have any question, drop a comment. Thanks, guys.